YouTube, what is up everybody, Doomwake here and welcome to another video on the channel. As promised in the last video, we finally have some Streets of New Capenna cards live on Magic Online, and we are going to be playing with my favorite card in the new set, Tainted Indulgence. Looks pretty simple, draw 2, discard 1. The cool thing about this, there's a couple things going for it. It's in the right colors. Esper Reanimator was already a deck that was, played a little bit and had some moderate success, and I really think the introduction of Tainted Indulgence into this archetype really gives it the consistency that it was missing before. The ability to just always, on turn 2, every single game, well, not every, but you have a much higher chance of having the discard outlet for Archon of Cruelty on turn 2, and that consistency boost is really what this deck was missing. So, pretty simple stuff. We'll go over the card by card, but essentially, at its core, this deck is very straightforward. You're just trying to discard an Archon of Cruelty, put it into the graveyard, and persist it into play. This deck is basically all 4 ofs. We got 4 Ephemerates to go along with 4 Solitudes and 4 Griefs. That's kind of like your main interaction / early plays. You can, Solitude, basically Solitude and Grief with the Evoke Elementals along with Ephemerate give you a way to get a ton of advantage. You can, if your opponent has 3 creatures in play, you just go Solitude, exile a card, kill a creature, evoke trigger on the stack, Ephemerate it, next upkeep, rebound, kill their 3rd creature, and now they have no board. Same with Grief, you can just shred your entire opponent's hand, which is really good. In combination with Thoughtseize, you get to pinpoint what exactly you care about in that specific game. If the game is about endurance, you can take that. If the game is about, you grief them on turn 1 or Thoughtseize them and they have a rest in peace, you just slam that and then deal with the rest of it later. So you get to really sculpt your game plan, which is awesome when you have all these draw 2s, because these cards also allow you to just sculpt your hand perfectly. So you just, every single game, you just get to look at so many cards between the cards in your hand and the cards in your opponent's hand with your discard spells, and you just get to sculpt this perfect game plan, which is just awesome. This deck is really, really good. I love it. And then rounding out the deck, we have some additional removal spells, Prismatic Ending. Just the best at what it does. It is mana efficient because you're spending 1 mana to kill 1 mana card up the curve, and it kills basically everything up to and including a lot of the sideboard cards, that are good against you. Rest in Peace, Grafdigger's Cage, that kind of stuff. Doesn't kill Leyline because we don't have a 4th color, but it kills most things, and it is quite good. And then, rounding out the deck, we have 3 copies of Teferi, which Teferi is really good because one of the most common anti-graveyard hate cards that people are playing is Endurance. And the cool thing about Teferi is it curves really nicely because you can play Teferi on 3. They can either Endurance you in response. If they do, who cares? If they don't, they have to then main phase their Endurance, and then if you have 4 mana, you can just go discard spell for 2 mana, discard your Archon, and then persist. So it really just sets you up perfectly into the Archon of Cruelty, which is awesome. And it plays really well around Endurance, which I like. Also, the plus on Teferi is really cool. You can mid-combat persist. You can upkeep or draw step Thoughtseize your opponent, which comes up from time to time, so that's something to note as well. And I have 1 copy of Unbury Your Rights. So I took this deck list from Canister. You can find him on Twitter. Canister, he's a very popular streamer. He's very smart and very good at Magic. And I basically took his list. The only change I made was I cut the 4th Teferi for an Unbury Your Rights. I think Unbury Rights is actually pretty good because with the addition of Tainted Indulgence and you have 8 ways to discard, you still only have 4 reanimation spells. So having an extra reanimation spell is nice, and because you have 8 discard outlets, Unbury Rights gets a lot better when you just naturally draw it because you can just discard it if you draw it because you have 8 ways to discard it. So I think the 1 Unbury Rights is kind of cool and worth noting here. Going over the mana base, fairly straightforward stuff. We're playing a bunch of Courtyards because we are primarily a black-white deck with barely touching blue for, these 11 cards. But we're mostly a black-white deck, so you want to focus on the black-white lands. And then 1 Rafine's Tower, another Streets of New Capenna card. It's an honorary card. First off, I will say, fair warning, I'm calling this Triome. I'm not going to call it Rafine's Tower. This is the only time that I'm ever going to say that word. From here on out, it is Esper Triome. Don't quote me. Moving on to the sideboard, we got 2 Dress Downs coming in for Saga tokens, Urza Saga, good against Amulet, good against I don't know, creatures that have enter the battlefield abilities, mostly for Saga. But Flusterstorm, good against the decks that have a lot of like Cascade and things like that have a lot of spell-based combo. 4 Leyline of the Void, very good against Living In, very good against the Mirror if we play against that, and then also very good against Yawgmoth, because there's been a huge resurgence in Yawgmoth, and Leyline is kind of lights out against all of them, so I do like Leyline. It's also really important that Leyline is uncounterable and free against specifically the blue version of Living In, because they have Force Negation, so something to keep in mind. 2 Turok here coming in when you need additional threats against control, because the blue-white control deck, most of their removal is white-based, like Prismatic Ending and Solitude and things of that nature, so they may have a tough time answering this card. 2 Collective Brutality, mostly here for, I mean, it comes in against Burn, obviously, but it's also just good when your opponent has a lot of spell-based interaction, like Counter Spells and Flusterstorm, Spell Pierces, that kind of stuff. 1 Teferi. Canister had a Jace, but I think I like Teferi better because it answers more things, and it's also, I think, more impactful. It's pretty close. Jace is also double blue, so for whatever that matters, there's, you know, less blue sources in this version, so I think I like Teferi. It's pretty close, though. Not sure what that should be. And then 2 Explosives rounding it out here for good against stuff like, you know, Prowess, Death Shadow, Hammer Time, things like that. So I'm not going to spend too much longer because this is a very long video, and yeah, it's a long video, let's just say that. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. I had a ton of fun recording this, so I won't make you guys wait any longer. Let's get into some Magic. Round number 1, just a little bit. Alright everybody, let me go ahead and resize this real quick. We are here for round number 1. This is our first league with some Streets of New Capenna cards. We have a hand that's pretty good if we find one of our 8 Tainted Indulgence or Faithful Mending, because we do have Solitude, Ephemerate, and Prismatic Ending, so I think I'm okay keeping this hand, and, you know, we have some good interaction, we just have to hope that we find one of our 8 enablers. You know, now that you have 4 Indulgence and 4 Faithful Mending, I think you're more... You can justify keeping a hand like this a little bit more, because you have more ways to kind of quote-unquote turn on your hand, so I think this is keepable. It's obviously on the lower end, because we have to find an enabler, but I think it's okay. Okay, Thoughtseize is fine. Surely they're going to take Teferi? Maybe they take Solitude depending on their hand, but... They did take Teferi, which does make sense. It's not bad if we find an enabler. And we'll go ahead and ship it. If they dash Ragavan, I have to think if I want a Solitude or not. I probably don't. Alright, our first new card. Streets of New Capenna sighting. Okay. That's not terrible, because then we can go Solitude, Pitch, and then Ephemerate. Although they're likely not going to commit 2 creatures, because they know about the Solitude and the Ephemerate, so... Riveteer's Charm. We got a Ragavan, a Charm, and this. So this exiles graveyards, right? Okay. It does target. Not that that matters, but... It's awkward, because now they can take Solitude and play Ragavan. Not much I can do about that. I could go Solitude, Pitch, Ephemerate in response. Then they take Persist and likely just kill my Solitude. It's not really a good line anyways, so... They're at 11, though, so... There's kind of no reason for them to take Persist, unless they're worried about me, like, drawing a payoff into a land. But... There's no chance that they, like, take Archon and then go land Riveteer's Charm, right? They can play these until the end of their turn, right? Till your next end step, yeah. So they can't play... Oh, no, this was Exile to the Prismatic Ending, so it's just Charm and 2 lands. Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought the Ragavan was in that pile. I feel like they should separate the Riveteer's Charm cards from the other Exile cards, because it's kind of confusing. They did take the Solitude, which makes sense. So what they can do is they can go on their own end step. See, I don't know if I like that play. I think I would have gone on their own end step, just Exile 3. I feel like they get more out of the Riveteer's Charm that way. Like, what does exiling these 4 cards really do for them? I guess so I can't persist the Solitude, maybe, but... But yeah, I think they could. I think they should have just on their own end step just exiled 3, and then they would have got them next turn. That's probably what I would have done. Yo, Liliana. Oh, Pyromancer. Yeah, Liliana's kind of bad. Alright, well, they don't have any Thoughtseizes left. That's a good sign, I guess. Alright, it's a good draw. They are at 7, so really low. It's possible I'm supposed to do that while they're tapped out. Yeah, maybe that was a mistake. Probably should have done that while they were tapped out. I wanted to get a better creature like that. Alright, let's go end of turn. Get the Goyf. And then I think get the 2 Pyromancers. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Just so they can't flash them back. Alright, I'm gonna keep the Watery Grave in hand, I think, just for material to discard to Faithful Mending. Because if I play the land and draw Mending, it could get kind of awkward if I want to keep multiple cards. I guess I'm only looking to keep Persist anyways, but... Okay... If only that was Thoughtseize, they would have been forced to take the Archon. It's a lot of Pyromancers. Okay. So they get back a land. They already played Boseiju, so they're just going to pass. Give me an Enabler, please. Works. I'm just going to fire it off now, and that's why. Do I want the ending? I'm going to keep the ending in hand, but I'm just not going to... I'm going to go for the Archon here. Like, if their last card's, you know, a Terminator or something, it's kind of awkward, but... I don't want to trade, because if they double block and have Liliana, then I could, you know... I want to force them to have a removal spell for this and a Liliana. That's why I don't like the double... I don't like letting them double block. Yeah, they can Psycho Cave a couple times. It's Terminator bust, though. And if they find out, they're going to main phase it because they know about Ephemerate. What they got? They have Riveteer's Charm, which hit... not much. And Burial Rites. Oh, wait. Oh, right. Okay. I see. Well, I could Indulgence now. I think that's bad. I think I'm just going to go ending the Wren, and then pass with Indulgence up, and then just go end of turn Indulgence, discard Rights. Plays into the 4th Charm, but, I mean, they only have 1 left, so I think it's fine. I do like killing the Wren, though, because they have a lot of stuff. I'm going to cast the Indulgence, because I don't want them taking the Indulgence. Again, it is bad if they have... It is bad if they have Charm as their last card, but... Again, I don't think there's a lot I can do about that. Let's cast the Rights. Do they have the last Charm? They do not. It's a good sign. And they're at 6. Do I want to ending their token? It's a little aggressive, but I kind of like it. Puts them to 3, puts them dead to an Archon attack, Archon trigger. Not even just an attack, but an Archon trigger. I mean, they're hellbent anyways, so like I don't think they can draw 1 card that. Oh, they have the Pyro. I forgot about the Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, this was bad because now they can draw Liliana. I honestly forgot about the Pyromancer. That was really bad. I do deserve to get punished. I will not get punished, though. Yeah, it's weird because I had exiled other Pyromancer, so I just forgot they had a 3rd one, so... Alright, Jund mid-range. With 4... I assume they're like the Spike list with 4 Riveteer's Charm. Not a big fan of Leyline. I mean, they have a ton of Pyromancers, but... It's not like the Pyromancer flashback is even that great. I think Grief is bad. But I like Solitude because I think Solitude's a good hard cast, whereas Grief is not. This could be like a decent grindy matchup for Teferi. Is Dress Down good? Not really. I guess Flusterstorm for... Flusterstorm's actually kind of insane against Riveteer's Charm. And maybe like one Dress Down as like a Miser. Alright, let's go with that. It's either that or a Turok. Maybe Turok is better. I just don't even think Dress Down does anything. I'm gonna have a Turok. Turok's also like Liliana fodder. Like, obviously the protection doesn't do anything, but if the games go long and it is about, like, you know, a top deck war, I could see that being relevant. I'm not in love with this hand, but I don't like mulliganing against Thoughtseize decks. I don't like Ragavan when I have Thoughtseize. That is, that's not really where you want to be. Thoughtseize, Riveteer's Charm. I mean, I don't really care about the Riveteer's Charm right now. So I think I'm just going to take Thoughtseize. I can take the Charm later down the road when I actually care about it, like before I'm going to set up a combo. Well, they hit a Thoughtseize anyways. Swamp. I wonder if they have Blood Moon. They have all these basics. So my guess is they'll take the... Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe they don't take Persist. They did take Persist. So hopefully we draw Prismatic Ending so I can go Ending plus Charm. Or Ending plus Thoughtseize. Well, I guess I can just Thoughtseize the Charm and then Solitude the Ragavan. Just like have an Indulgence versus Nada. I guess that's fine. Just like hope to draw Archon. Or even Teferi would be fine. Cycle Barrenmore. How many like different types do I have? 1, 2, 0, 5. I'm gonna Solitude. Cycle Barrenmore. So they have Bolt, Catacombs, 2 Unknowns. This line's not that great if they find like a Pyromancer. Looks like they found something to cast. Maybe a Goyf. Pyromancer would be kind of a disaster. Damn it. Alright, let's get a tower. Okay, Persist is interesting. So I don't know about any of the contents of their hand. I don't want to just go land go. Obviously, I could Persist the Solitude, but I think I want a more high-impact target than Pyromancer. I think I have to let that go. They're probably going to take Persist. Although, maybe they take Indulgence, but... yeah, I guess I'm kind of okay with that. They have Cage? They have so much graveyard hate. They have like 4 of these and Cage. Alrighty. Well, this is not going to be an easy matchup. Alright, I'm going to cast this now. Trying to find a spell. I mean, Solitude plus Ephemerine is good if I find a white card. That's a way to get myself out of this. They are hellbent, so... white card? Alright, I gotta do it now. I think I have to do it now. So, kill the Pyromancer. Kill the token. Alright, they have nothing, I have a 3-2. 3-2 versus a Cage, we're both top decking, but they have more lands than I do, so... and a lot of my draws are pretty bad because they have the Cage. Oh, they drew an Ancestral Recall. I only hit 3 lands, though, so... I guess we'll take that. Teferi would be nice. Gonna hold the land in case I draw Mending. What's this? Alright, so they've drawn Ancestral Recall and Lilion of the Veil, and I've drawn a land and an Archon of Cruelty. Alright. Anyone's game. Let me guess, they're gonna draw... Oh, they drew Blackleaf Cliffs, I'm surprised. I expected them to draw a good spell there. Alright, well, we're cooking with gas if we can find a prismatic ending for this. Maybe. Okay. We do have 4 of those in our deck, and I haven't drawn one yet. I mean, I guess I'll just cast it to gain 2 life, but I can't flash it back. They drew another spell. Jesus Christ. Draw land, my guy. Draw a land, my guy. Alright, so we take 6. Sheesh. I don't know if I have any outs. Oh, thanks. There's my ending. Thanks. Alright, game 3. Opponent drew more spells than I did. He skillfully outdrew me. Alright, game 3. Let's go. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Still don't like Leyline. It's like only good against Pyromancer, I think. Just draw more spells, 5-head. Alright, play first. Maybe we'll draw more spells this game. This hand is really good. And by really good, I mean the Stone Cold Nuts. Because we have Flusterstorm for discard spell, Mending Pitch Archon, Ending for Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, this hand's insane. It's a little weak to Ragavan. Well, not even, right? Because I can just go Ending plus Flusterstorm on turn 2. Excuse me, I'm going to fight over that. It's going to get Hallowed Fountain. And we can go Mending, discard Archon. Discard 2 Archons. Kind of sucks because I have to respond. Because I do need to hit my land drop. Obviously, if I draw Persist, it's really awkward. But the problem is if I don't cast the Mending, they just take the Mending, and then I'm not hitting my land drop. So I kind of have to cast the Mending there. Even though it's like really awkward if I draw Persist. Because then they just take Persist. Alright, Flashback Mending. Could be worse. There's no way they have Endurance plus Cage plus 4 Charm, right? Surely. Surely they don't have that much Graveyard Hate. I want to just keep all my spells. As weird as that sounds. Like, I don't need to hit land drops. I'm not going to main phase that. Like, I'm cool if we're both just sitting here doing nothing. I'll eventually find a Persist. I mean, the fact that they kept the one-lander makes me kind of think they might have Endurance, but... Alright, I think I'm going to discard this Ephemerate and just play Teferi. Yeah. Just going to plus. There's no reason for them to Endurance me now, right? I guess unless I have Black Source Thoughtseize and take the Endurance, that would be the reason to Endurance me now. Because I can't Persist, but... Man, if I had a land to take the Endurance there, I'd be kind of cracked. Especially if they had the Endurance, just didn't cast it. Because I kind of feel like they do have the Endurance. Bolt Teferi, that's fine. And Endurance. Yeah. I had a feeling that was coming. It's like not that bad. It's not great, but... Especially because the rest of our hand's just kind of juiced. I'm gonna draw step Thoughtseize them. Yeah, 5 spells. Nope, no 5 spells. Charm, Bob, Copium, Turok, Renin 6, Riveteer's Charm. Well, I have Ending for Ren / Bob. Well, Ending for Ren, Solitude for Bob, so it's Turok or Charm. I'm going to take Turok. I don't really care about the Charm. The Fairy kind of mitigates the Charm a little bit. So I kind of think they're going to play Ren, and then I'm just going to Ending it, end of turn. Yep. They pinged Teferi. It's very weird. Blue, white. Done. Not sure why they would ping Teferi. Go. Now I get to cash in the other Teferi if they play Bob. Just go bounce, play second Tef. Which is good. Because I want to wait on the Solitude until they play a second creature. So I can get full value. Yeah, I like that. So you just go bounce. Bouncy bounce. Plus, you can even cash in the other Tef next turn. I'm just going to cash in all these Tefs. Cash money. Alright, Goyf is fine. No land for Bob. Bounce the Goyf. Good mending now. Nah, let's just pass, I think. Yeah, let's just pass. Because I want them to draw lands. They just go Bob Goyf, and then I can go Solitude Ephemerate. They have Thoughtseize? No. Bob or Goyf. Oops. Alright, Goyf is fine. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna Mending first, I think. Yeah, I mean, what if I just pitch Mending? No, I don't want to pitch Mending. I do want to fetch, though. Let's get a Godless Shrine. Cast Mending. Discard. I mean, what if I just hardcast Solitude? Eh. So go here, here. Solitude, pitch, Tef. Kill the Goyf. Ephemerate the Solitude, kill the Bob. All your stuff is dead. No. Plus, keep the land in hand to discard to Mending. And just chill. We somehow are kind of at parity. They have to draw 3, right? Liliana the Veil. That's pretty good. Can minus. Yep. Let's go Mending. Ooh. Ooh. I think I can let them have one activation of Liliana the Veil if I'm playing Teferi Hero. Obviously, it's a little greedy because I might just brick. Or, like, if they find Thoughtseize and take the ending, it's kind of dicey because then I can't kill Liliana, but I think it's okay. How many endings do I have left? This is my last ending. I can always tuck the Liliana if it becomes a massive problem, which currently it's not. Like, I'm getting an extra card off the Teferi and I'm discarding it to Liliana, so I'm staying neutral. It's not even that bad. It's been kind of a fun game. I mean, they missed a bunch of land drops, but Oh, this thing hits planeswalkers. I did not know that. Whoops. All right. Cool. I thought that only... Man, I gotta read the cards, huh? I thought this was only creatures. Okay. Ren and 6. Little awkward timing on that one. Well, hold on a second. I'm just gonna kill... Do I care about the Ren? I could just discard Solitude. What if I go Indulgence first? Okay. Now discard land. And then I can just kill Liliana. Yeah, I think I can let them have the Ren. Alright, let's go ending Liliana. Let's go plus Tef and then draw step Thoughtseize. Take their Ragavan. It's a good one. So they have a Ren and 6 with a fetch land, but they don't have a cycle land. So get fetch, get back their land. We have an Archon in the graveyard. I'm probably just going to minus the Tef to try and find a land to end the game. Okay. Nah, I'm just gonna hold up. I'm just gonna hold up Solitude. Obviously, I could just cast Indulgence and find Persist, but Catacombs, that's fine. Because, like, as long as I have Tef in play... I mean, I guess if they draw Charm, they're just going to main phase it, which is kind of awkward. Alright, Goyf, don't care. Let me just EOT Solitude. Yeah. EOT Solitude, kill the Goyf, start pressuring the Ren. Alright, now I can main phase the stupid thing. Tapped. Attack Ren, your turn. Oh yeah, I have 5 types now. I forgot about that. So it's just a draw 2. It's kind of cool. Thoughtseize, take Solitude. Okay. The last card's still the Catacombs, yeah. Well, I feel like there's probably not a way out for them, but they're trucking. They're trucking along. Nah, they're dead. You know, I was eventually going to draw it. Eventually, I was going to draw it. Let's go plus, tapped, battle. Alright, and yet now they're just locked out, because even if they find an answer, I have the flashback. I'm also just, like, pretty close to hard casting, so... That should do it for round number 1. Not the bolt. Not the bolt. I just want to hard cast. Just let me hard cast, don't scoop. I just want to hard cast. They're going to 1. Alright. I maybe could have killed them there. I might just be showboating, but whatever. I don't think I have a fetchable land for the Delta, or else I would just kill them with Ephemerate, but... We win! That was a long game. 27 minutes. I might have to try and cut that down. But we are 1-0, and that was pretty cool. Round number 1, Esper Reanimator. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 2. Let's go. Round 2. Streets of New Capenna. Nope. 1 lander. Okay. Alright, this is kind of what we're looking for. I kind of want to keep both Persist. I think I'm going to ship the Keeping both Persist is really good if they're a discard spell deck. I don't know. It is kind of important to keep the Ephemerate, though. Because if I'm able to go turn 3 Archon with a mana up, then I can Ephemerate if they have a removal spell. It's close. Gonna get punished. Nope. Alright, Steam Vent's good. Whew. With Ragavan, Soulscar Mage. That is pretty good for me. I think I'm just going to pass. I could main phase the Indulgence in case I thought they had Spell Pierce, but I think this is okay. Because they're likely going to do something. Maybe not. Soulscar Mage. Well, they could have Pierce, but we've kind of taken this road. They don't always have Pierce main deck. All right, well that works. Now we can just Thoughtseize first. Do a little Pierce check. Unless they have two Pierces. In which case, well, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, the Prowess deck, which I actually just did a video with the other day, did not have main deck Pierce. I'm going to take the Bolt, and then we're going to cast Persist. The cool thing about this is even if they can, like, manage to use a bunch of resources to kill the Archon, we just have another one, so... That's why, like, you know... Yes, I could have just played Persist with Ephemerate back up, but, like, they paused on the Indulgence, which kind of made me think they had Pierce, and that's why I decided to go for this. And drawing the second Persist makes it even easier, because then I can just, like, you know, I don't even care about this first Archon, because I have another one. They discarded Mountain, which makes sense. Blue-red with a Mountain and a Dart in hand. Okay. Where are we going from here? The answer is probably not... probably nowhere. I feel like it's going to be pretty hard for them to get out of this. Because I can likely just take whatever attack they hit with whatever sort of damage they're presenting this turn. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Because there's no way they can kill the Archon this turn now. I was going to say maybe if they had, like, I don't know, like Bolt Dart, Flashback Dart, main deck Pierce, my other Persist. It's maybe, but yeah, now it's basically impossible. I mean, the Archon is only a 5/5, but still, taking the Bolt with the Thoughtseize is just like makes it nearly impossible. All right, the exiled Bolt. Okay. But I just don't block. They're going to Bolt the Archon. Alright. I'm just going to take, and then Ephemerate. I could even just chump block, but, like, do I need to? Probably not. Just concede. Alright, cool. We got game one. Playing against Prowess. Lusterstorm is good, I think. Brutality is interesting. Dress Down, I think, is bad. Leyline's bad. Tep is too slow. So these six, I think, are interesting. But to be completely honest with you, I don't really think any of my cards are bad. I think this is a good Grief matchup. I know I brought out Grief, you know, in the last matchup, but this, I think, is a little bit more of a matchup where we're playing... Like, the game is played on such a short time frame that I think Grief is significantly better in a matchup like this. Right, for that reason, Rights is kind of slow, so I don't mind cutting a Rights. I could cut Teferi, especially on the draw. Teferi's kind of slow. Like, I understand they have counterspells, but I also have Thoughtseize and Grief, and Teferi's just, like, a slow version of that. Like, Teferi's not going to let me turn 3 them. I think I'm going to bring in Explosives and Flusterstorm. The problem I have with Brutality, yes, there are spots where it's really good. The issue with Brutality is if, specifically with Prowess creatures, if they have a mana up, they can easily save their Prowess creature from -2/-2. So you have to be a little bit cognizant of that when you decide if you want to bring in Brutality. It is a discard outlet, which is important, but I think Flusterstorm on the balance is better on the draw when I'm trying to, like, turn 3 combo with backup as fast as possible, and I think this is better on the play. So I think I might make that swap if we go to game 3 on the play. Alright, 2 lands, Indulgence, Persist. I mean, I gotta keep. This hand's missing an Archon, but I think I have to keep this hand. It's a question of how I want to play it. So they're going to play a creature. I think I'm leading on Thoughtseize to possibly take a follow-up creature. They have 2 Sprite Dragons. Well, I don't really want to pitch any of these cards to Indulgence. I think I just take the Bolt and then Indulgence next turn and just try to spike an Archon. I get 3 looks at an Archon. Because they're going to go land Sprite Dragon, attack for 2. And then we're going to Indulgence. And then just hopefully draw an Archon. I mean, ideally they just tap out for Dragon, you know, the following turn, but... Let's get an Archon, please. Okay. Maybe I should main phase Indulgence. Because if I find a black card, I could Grief. It's possible that was better. Yeah, I could buy that. Because if I draw, like, Archon black card, I can just discard Archon and then Grief them, keep the Persist. Yeah, that probably would have been better. They're going to go Dragon Consider. They're not going to play the extra Dragon. That's interesting. I wonder if that means they found a counterspell. Another reason to main phase Indulgence, because now they might just counter the Indulgence. I could mid-combat the Indulgence in case I find Solitude white card, but it's so unlikely, and if I mid-combat the Indulgence and they have Pierce, I just take 2 more damage. Stormwing Entity. Alright, that makes sense. Archon? No Archon, but we did find Grief and Ephemerate. I'm going to discard the 4th land for now. We just need to find a Solitude. That's what we need. Solitude, pitch, Mending, Ephemerate, kill these 2. Okay, that's not a Solitude. So they have Dragon, they put 1 on top. So it's kind of dicey. Alright, I guess I have to main phase the Mending. I'm just getting all basics to preserve my life total. Jesus. Alright, so... God, this is rough. Because now I don't even have outs to persist next turn, because even if I draw Archon, I don't have a way to discard it. I'm not really sure what my out is. This sucks. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have to take the other creature here. Just, like, hope that I can survive this turn and then flashback Mending to gain some life. Oh, well, I guess I have to take the Bolt. Never mind. Because the Bolt represents 6 damage. Yeah, I just never found the Archon. I had a few looks at it, but... Yeah, we don't really have any outs here. Well... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I go to 3. Yeah, I don't have any outs, because I have to fetch Shock. I don't have any more basics. Okay, Flusterstorm looked horrible, and I'm going to do that Brutality thing on the play. So maybe even play or draw. Flusterstorm is just not that good. Worse than Brutality. Nope. Oh, not like this. Smolder to 5 in a good matchup. I mean, that's Magic for you. This hand's too bad. Jesus. I guess I keep Thoughtseize, Archon, 2 lands, and hope to draw a draw spell into Persist. I mean, do I have a better line? I don't really think so. Trust me, this is not a good line, but I don't know if I have a better line. They have Tormod's Crypt, huh? I mean, to be fair, their hand kind of sucks, so I'm okay with that. This hand gives us a lot of time, which is all we need. they're going to consider this turn. Might as well Thoughtseize again. See what's up. They drew a land, so let's take the iteration. I mean, I could take Manamorphose because the way I lose is like them spiking Stormwind. Wait, they didn't play the Consider? Why? Kind of strange. They also didn't Manamorphose. I don't know about that. Should I Thoughtseize again? To take Manamorphose? I guess? Not exactly where I want it to be. I could also save the Thoughtseize for myself, because if I draw Persist, I might just want to Thoughtseize my own Archon. So maybe that's better. Alright, surely they're going to cast the Persist now, right? Or they Consider. They didn't cast Consider still. Well, I guess holding it there is fine in case they draw Stormwing. I'm going to save the Brutality to try and get a creature. Obviously, that's worse if I draw Persist next turn, because I would just want to like Brutality this turn to go drain discard. Yeah, obviously I got punished. I mean, it's fine, right? Like, unless they draw Crypt, Tormod's Crypt. This is still a good spot. All right, I'll just take Consider. So they have Gutshot and 2 lands. They do have 2 draws this turn, though. I don't know why they just never cast their cantrips. They like could have played Consider on 1. They could have played Manamorphose on 2 to try and spike the Stormwing. And they just like, I don't know, didn't cast any of those cards. So they found Stormwing? Okay. Why did they shock, though? They could have paid a mana. Maybe they drew a counterspell? No, they have 2 mountains. Okay, so they lose. I'm actually just going to fetch a basic, because I want to hold up the Triumph in case I find Ephemerate. Alright, well, interesting game. That, did not think we were going to be in this position when I kept, you know, Thoughtseize, Archon 2 lands, but here we are, I guess. And I think we're not too far away from being 2-0. I found Iteration. It's a good card, but they have to find, like, Double Bolt. Alright, they're off it. Weird game. Yeah, I feel like they maybe could have given themselves some percentage points by, like, just, you know, casting their cards, but I get the turn they didn't cast Consider when they had Consider in all lands because they wanted to hold it for Stormwing, but not casting the Manamorphose was kind of weird. They could have also played this on 1. I don't know. Anyways, we're 2-0, round number 3 in a little bit. YouTube, we are 2-0, and this hand's kind of a banger. Opponent revealed the Orion, so we'll see what's up, but we got Thoughtseize, we got some Enablers, and I'm okay with this. We got a Persist, too. Well, we already had a Persist, but let's go with... I don't want to get a basic Swamp, because I might want a Mending on 2, so I'm just going to get Watery Grave. For the most part, your life total doesn't matter too much against Yorion. They're playing Yorion Amulet. Alrighty then. Not exactly what I expected when they revealed the Orion, but, you know, here we are. Thoughtseize Bug. Okay. So they have Forest, Vesuva Cavern. Solitude is an excellent pickup. I'll happily take that. Now we just need to find an Archon, and we probably win. This is going to be, what? Pick up Yorion? Okay. Let's go black. Yeah, let's go Indulgence here, so I have to discard less cards. I guess the backup Persist for now? Yeah, probably don't need a second Persist in this matchup. The problem with main phase Indulgence to try and find Thoughtseize is that they just have the natural Bajuka Bog, so I think I'm just gonna pass. I mean, they can go land Titan, but I do have the Solitude, so it's not that bad. Because they have the castle, so they have the extra mana here. But hopefully we just find Archon, make it easy. Teleria West. So they still have Forest, Vesuva Cavern. Alright, same thing as last time. I'm going to use the Indulgence. Because I want white cards for Solitude, potentially. Alright, well... discard this one. That kind of sucks. Yeah, of course, now I find it. So, the problem with now casting the Archon is if I main phase it, they just get a Graveyard Hate piece. So I think I can't afford to do that. So what I'm just going to do is pass. If this was an untapped land, obviously I could do it, but I don't want to gamble. Because if I gamble and miss, they just get a piece of Graveyard Hate, and it's so bad for me. I mean, I guess they're just going to get Graveyard Hate anyways. But I can go, if I draw land 5, I can go just go like Ending, Mending, and Archon all on the same turn. Alright, well they got Amulets, so that's fine. Yeah, this is all good. So they have access to 4 mana. Transmute T-West. Getting Summoner's Pact. Okay. So we know they have... What do they pick up? They picked up T-West. They have Forest, Vesuva Cavern, Pact, and 2 unknowns. I don't think I Solitude now. I think I just save the Solitude for Titan. Alright. Let's go discard Archon. Don't really need land 5. And then we go Persist, leave up double white. Trigger. Don't have a black card to Grief, but I can Ephemerate the Archon now to try and find a black card. Just to get the Pact out of their hand. Cool. Let's see what they're working with. I'm going to take Pact, and I don't want to Ephemerate the Grief because I just don't care about any of those cards. So I'm just going to let the Grief die and pass. Rather just save the Ephemerate for this Archon or for the Solitude. Shouldn't matter at this point. Alright, they have Cavern. That's fine. Named Giant. Okay. They're at 14. Okay, untap. I'm not going to Ephemerate, for obvious reasons. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm one trigger short. May discard Forest. Again, I don't really think it matters, but, you know. I'm going to actually not tap my extra white source. I'm just going to Ending the Amulet and just chill. Again, I don't really think there's a way we can lose this game, but... Alright, they're off it. Alright, finally found the Archon. So, post-board against Amulet, I think Dress Down is good, because it's good against Constructs, and it can, like, buy you a turn against Titan. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's it. I think all these other cards are kind of bad, right? Flusterstorm does nothing. Brutality takes Pact, but Turok is too slow. Leyland does nothing. Teferi is too slow. Explosives. Fine-ish against Saga tokens, but that's really it. To be frank, there's not a lot that I want to cut. So the rights I think is too slow, and then maybe I can shave. Maybe I can shave a Mending. Maybe a Teferi. Yeah, let's shave it to Teferi. Teferi's kind of slow. It's good against Endurance, but so is Thoughtseize and Grief, so I think it's okay to do it this way. Keeping all my Prismatic Endings for their Graveyard Hate and for Amulet. I wonder if, Sans bad, I wonder if the Prismatic Ending should just be a split of March of Otherworldly Light. Okay, this hand's good. Um, I think I put back Solitude and just do the Grief Ephemerate stuff. It's like maybe not good, but I'm gonna leave myself. I'm gonna leave myself the option of doing that. I mean, if I draw Thoughtseize, I'll probably just do that. Ugh, they have Veil of Summer. I don't want to get veiled. Alright, I'm passing. I'm a coward. I don't want to get veiled. Hopefully they just play like a bounce land here and then I can grief them maybe. It's just so bad if they have veil. So bad. I just like my whole career is over if they veil me. Alright, well. Okay, no veil, that's good. Let's get our Triome. I'm still calling it Triome. I refuse to call it whatever the hell it's actually called. Okay, interesting. Grief is actually not that great against Saga. Because they can just, like, Saga up a map and then map for West and then West for Pact. So, like, I don't even know if I want to go for the Grief plan. I think I might just want to go land go and just Indulgence and hope to spike Archon. I think this is fine. I don't know. Maybe this is worse. I do have the dress down to take care of the construct, so if they're like trying to construct me, I have that covered, which is nice. Okay, Rot Farm. So they're going to pick up Forest? No, they picked up Rot Farm. Dryad. Okay, that's a little sketchy. Yeah. Oh yeah, now they can pick up the Forest and make a token. Okay. So, now what? Well, we're going to cast Indulgence. Maybe I should have gone for the Grief line. Yeah, it's possible I should have went for the Grief line. Ugh. God, these are bad. I'm going to discard Mending and Land. Oh, no, yeah, only Mending. Ugh. Yeesh. I got punished for not going for the Grief line. Alright, let's go... I guess... Plains Pass? Yeah, maybe I should have went for Grief. The turn they played Saga. Because then I could have went Grief Ephemerate, take, like, their Dryad and their Pact, and then I could have used the Dress Down to clean up the constructs. Probably would have been better. Because now I'm just, like, so screwed. Okay. So... That's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I Dress Down. Okay. So they don't get the Titan trigger, and their thing dies. So we take 2. We're still kind of screwed. We're still kind of screwed. I don't know if we have any outs. Yeah, alright. Mistakes were made this game. I should have griefed them, for sure. We'll go to game 3. I won't make the same mistake again. I don't know what I was thinking. It's like, I guess I thought that, like, they could just Saga for map for T-West, and then, like, not really care about grief, but A, that's slow, and it's just like the grief buys me so much time. It takes their best play, which is Dryad that turn. Yeah, I should have 100% griefed. I don't know what I was thinking. I like tricked myself into thinking that grief was not a good play, even though it was definitely the right play. This matchup is quite good though, so I feel like I say that a lot and still lose. But that's Magic. You can just use, you know, regardless of how good a matchup is, it's just, well, this hand's nuts. But yeah, regardless of how good a matchup is, sometimes, you know, stuff just doesn't go your way. Not much you can do about it. Alright, please don't endurance me. And they have Amuleto. Okay, that's a little scary. Let's get the Triome. Again, calling it a Triome, as I should. Ooh. I think I'm going to grief them now. Because if I cast Mending and then grief them next turn, they can Endurance in response. So I think I should just go for it now. Just grief them. And then I can go Mending, yada yada, all that stuff. Grazer, Azusa, Explore, Endurance, Titan. Well, their hand's kind of bad. Yeah, their hand's actually really bad. Alright, go. They have no green mana. Well, I guess they have this, but they have up their bounce land is that, so they don't really have green bounce mana. Like they could pick up the Cavern and then use that to play the Grazer, I guess, but so they played the Azusa, played the Garrison, so they have these 3 cards. Beast. Okay, they did find the Rot Farm, which is not great for me. So now they can explore. Let's really hope they don't find another Endurance. Okay, good. So now they're going to go Grazer, put in the Bounce Land, pick up the Cavern most likely. Yeah. And then pick up the Orion. Okay, smart play. So we can go Mending, discard 2 Archons. Let's go black, white, persist the Archon. Hopefully find a Ephemerate. I'm likely going to discard Grazer. Yeah, I discarded Grazer. Okay, finding a Solitude's good, because now we have Solitude up for the Titan, potentially. We should be chilling here, I think. So they can go Titan, potentially Haste, but I can just Solitude the Titan, attack, kill their Azusa. I think we should be fine. They discarded Yorion as well. Yeah, sack Razor, discard Yorion. Okay. So let's see if they go for the Haste. So they can get, like, Copy plus Stronghold, or maybe Valakut. What's the... No, they get T-West. Okay. Alright, well, no reason for me to Solitude now. Wait, what are they doing? I'm confused. What's happening? Okay, so they're going to pick up the... They just wanted to float a bunch of mana. What are they... Are they casting a spell? Oh, do they have a second Titan? That was their draw step? Okay, touche, touche. Had to have been, right? It's a good draw step. I don't know if it's good enough, but it's a good draw step. Yeah, Titan's fine. So their last card is T-West. They get Vesuva Slayer, so whichever one they haste, I'll kill with the Solitude. Let's go Solitude. So they're targeting the one on the right, so let's kill that one. So they're going to gain 6. They're going to pick up a land. And they picked up Vesuva, so they have Vesuva plus T-West in hand. Alright, let's go to attacks. Trying to find a white card. Sack that, discard probably Vesuva. Dress Down. Dress Down is interesting. Can go land, go. And then when they go to combat, I can probably just play Dress Down. And that might be good enough. Because they actually can't currently T-West. Right, because they don't have a second blue in play. Like, they can play the T-West, but they don't have a way to pick it back up. Unless they attack with Titan, but if they play T-West and go to combat, I can just play the dress down so they don't get land triggers to then pick up the T-West. I think we should be okay. The dress down was actually a really good draw. I mean, a white card would have been fine too, right? Because I could have used the Solitude, but... And then even if I missed, I could have tried a Mending into a white card, because I have a Mending in the graveyard. So they're going to go to combat. I'm going to fetch an island. I'm going to cast Dress Down. And see what's up. Alright, no response. Dress Down resolves. Draw a card. And you may go to attacks. That is fine. I accept. I'll take 6 damage. And what do we got post-combat? They can't do anything too crazy, because their Dryad's turned off, their Titan's turned off. So I don't really know what they can do. Just cast another Titan, I guess, but... Whoa! The Gitrog Monster. Alright, that should probably prompt a concession. Should have attacked first, just in case they had Endurance. Oh, they can't cast Endurance. What am I saying? Yes. Alright, we're done. We are done. Take 5, go to 4, play my land, your turn. They have no cards. Alright, 3-0. That is kind of sick. The Satyr Wayfinder. Not the Wayfinder. Alright, 3-0. YouTube, Tainted Indulgence is proving its worth. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 4. Alrighty, YouTube, we are 3-0. Let us see if we can keep it going. What do we have here? We're on the draw. We have a... no enablers, no archons, no interaction. Don't think we can keep this. I think it's kind of bad. Okay, 2 land, Mending, Persist, Thoughtseize, Ending, Ship the Ephemerate. Seems good to me. This is definitely a keeper. See what we're up against. Rogarin Triome. Let's just lead Thoughtseize. See what's up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Terror of the Peaks, Fury, Shardless Agent. I'm scared. I'm going to take their Cascade spell. I'm extremely scared of whatever the hell this is, though. I guess they are... Oh, they're the, what you call it? Glimpse, yes. I was going to say, they just drew the Glimpse. I was going to say they're Glimpse. That makes sense. Ooh, that's a good draw. That is a good draw. Alright, so this is a spend 3. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's go end of turn. Let's get a Hallowed Fountain. Shock. Play the Faithful Mending. Discard Archon. And probably Prismatic Ending? I think I want to keep the 3rd land in case I find Ephemerate. I'm just going to persist now. I guess I could Teferi here, but I could also persist into Thoughtseize, which is pretty good. Or Ephemerate and get, like, just get more cards out of their hand that way. Then I can just Teferi next turn once they're on lower resources. Alright, bricked. So I could get punished. They could resolve, like, they could draw a Cascade spell here. Cool thing is they can't Fury me because my creature's a 5/5, so that's fine. I mean, if they have a Cascade spell, they have to fire it off now, right? I think. Okay, so probably no Cascade spell. Let's get our Triome. It's not a tower. Even though it does say tower on it. Okay, that should lock it up, because now I can go Archon plus Ephemerate to get both of the last cards out of their hand and then slam Teferi. Yeah, so that should be good enough. Can go crack this for a Plains. I'm going to Ephemerate first to get the last card out of their hand, and then Teferi. Just in case they have some kind of weird counterspell as their last card, like, I don't know, main deck Dispute or something. You never know. Alright, that should lock it up. Opponent agrees. So, definitely want Flusterstorm. Definitely want Brutality, I think. I think I'm not going to mess with Solitude. Yes, they have Omnath, but I also, like, I don't really know how good they are at stopping my combo, and Archon can just take care of Omnath anyways. Although maybe Prismatic Ending is worse. The cool thing about Ending is you can, like, kill their, what's the Wave Sifter that makes clues? You can, like, Ending one or two of those clues. It's not good, but... Actually, Dress Down is probably pretty good too, huh? It's like, if you can Dress Down in response to a Glimpse, that might just shut down their entire turn, because all their stuff is, like, predicated off of them being able to get triggers, like Omnath, Terror of the Peaks, some play the Red Chancellor, so on and so forth, Tireless Provisioner, so as long as, if you can, like, Dress Down them on their combo turn, that just, like, basically time locks them. Maybe we'll just do 2 Solitudes. Alright, let's go with this. I do have to worry a little bit about Leyline of Sanctity, but there's not, like, any direct disenchants that I have. God, see, like, I want to keep this hand, but if they have Leyline of Sanctity, it's really bad. I think I have to keep it? Okay. Okay, that's maybe better for me, because I can, like, maybe go Grief Beatdown plan. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan. What do we got? At least we know they can't Veil me because they're a Cascade deck. Emrakul, Omnath, Wave Sifter, Pyromancer. I guess I just take their 2-drop. So they do have Leyline of the Void. It's not the Leyline I expected. I expected the white Leyline, because that one they can actually cast. I guess I have Brutality in case they drew a Cascade spell. They did not. Okay, hopefully they don't find a land for this Pyromancer. For, like, a turn. Or 2, I guess, before I can Grief. Let's just draw Teferi. Teferi would be so insane here. Teferi bounce the Leyline would be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, not quite. Alright, dodge land one more time. It's probably too much to ask, yeah. I guess at least we get to take the Omnath now, because they're going to discard Leyline Emrakul, most likely. I mean, I guess we're probably just going to have to take their Cascade spell that they find off the Pyromancer. Yeah, they discarded Leyline Emrakul, which makes sense. So we're going to go Hardcast Grief. And I guess we have the Solitude for the Omnath anyways, so... Alright. Would be nice to draw a spell. Let's see what they got. Omnath, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Tireless Provisioner. Alright, I'll just take the Omnath. So they have Dark Dwellers, Provisioner, and Fetch Land. So they can go like Provisioner, Fetch, get some treasures. Okay. Yeah, if they ever find a Cascade spell, we're probably just dead. Yeah. Probably make treasures, right? If I had to guess. Maybe this is just going to be a hardcast Archon kind of game. I mean, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. Should I trade? Probably not. So they can just exile it next turn. That one's not great. Do I want to kill the Provisioner? I think I'd rather save the Solitude in case they find an Omnath. So I'm just going to pass. I don't want them double blocking the Grief, because the Grief is holding off the 2/1/1s. And if they just go straight to combat, I'm going to go Solitude, exile the Pyromancer, and then trade for the Provisioner to gain a little bit of life. most likely. Certainly a dicey spot. We know they have Goblin Dark Dwellers, which currently doesn't really do that much. Red, red. Where are they sacking treasures? The heck? Chancellor of the Forge. Well, I guess I will exile the Chancellor. The trigger on the stack so they get less tokens. Looks like we're both on hardcast mode this game. I think their hardcast mode is a little bit better than mine. They're just shoving? Alright, I'll block 2 tokens. It's actually kind of profitable for me, because I gain 3 life. Right, take 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine. Flusterstorm, huh? Don't think that one's very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we hardcasting? I think we're hardcasting. Alright, I mean, if they just, like, draw a couple lands in a row... Well, I mean, if they ever draw a Cascade spell, I'm just going to scoop. I'm not going to make them go through it. We're definitely dead if they draw a Cascade spell. Okay. Well, it's not a Cascade spell, but it's a suspend 3, I lose. Okay, these attacks are not profitable. I don't know if they realize that I gained 3 life, but... They dealt me 1 damage this turn. Alright, now we need to find a Teferi. Are they just going to cast a Dark Dweller for the beatdown plan? They probably are. Yeah, we need to find Teferi. Alright, alright, alright. Do I bounce the Dark Dwellers? The problem with bouncing the Dark Dwellers is they then get to kill Teferi. But if I uptick, this thing has Menace. So if I uptick, they kill Teferi anyways, so I might as well... Oh, no, I should have bounced the Leyline. I'm dumb. I forgot. I should have bounced the Leyline. That was my bad. 100% should have bounced the Leyline. Yeah, I forgot that we were going to do that. Yeah, that was bad. They're sending all 4 at Teferi. They're still just going to give me these tokens for free. I mean, now if I just draw land, like... I'm just going to cast the Archon. And this is still 2 turns away. So if I, like, draw a land and then draw a second Teferi, it might be okay. Eh. Damn it. I'm going to get punished for not bouncing that Leyline, aren't I? I guess this maybe could have attacked, but this is maybe holding off something over there. So we have 1 turn to draw Teferi, or else we're dead. I'm not going to make them go through it. Okay, Provisioner, make some stuff. Red, green. Just another Dark Dwellers? Okay. That one they maybe could have saved for the Glimpse, but... no blocks. Teferi, please. Brutality. Yeah, not quite there. I definitely screwed this game up. I should have bounced the Leyline. They could have actually recast it with the treasure tokens, but... Alright, does them having black Leyline change anything? I don't think so. I don't have a 4th color, so I can't ending it or explosives it, so it's really just Teferi and that's it, so... Alright, well, just hope they don't find the Leyline, I guess. That one's much worse for me than the Leyline of Sanctity, for sure. That's the one I thought they were going to have, because they don't have black mana sources, other than the treasures off Provisioner, I guess, but... Alright, we're on the play. Game 3 against Terror of the Peaks Glimpse. This hand is excellent. Well, it's excellent against their combo. It's not really, like... I'm not really setting up my combo, but I do have Teferi for a Leyline and a Flusterstorm, so I obviously have to keep this hand. It's quite good. Looks like they're mulliganing pretty aggressively to Leyline, which is good because we have the answer. So, like, this is a scenario where I don't mind them mulliganing pretty aggressively. Jesus. Well, didn't expect them to have both ley lines, but, you know. Not much I can do. Alright, there's really no point in casting the Mending here. I'm just going to slam Tef. I think I'm going to uptick the Tef. That's a lot worse against Fury. Maybe I'll just bounce the Leyline of the Void, because then I can at least cast Mending the turn after. But I guess the problem with that is if I minus Tef and they have Fury plus Cascade spell, I could get screwed. Or at least if I go Tef plus and they have Fury, they still can't Cascade. Yeah, alright, I'll just plus this turn. I guess they could also just have Dispute, but... The other problem is I can't really afford to wait on Teferi, because I only have 1 blue mana anyways. Okay, so now we can start by bouncing the black Leyline. Then we can go from there. I'm going to put a blue source into play, and then I'm going to pass. Oh, they conceded. I mean, game wasn't over, but we were going to draw pretty well, so I don't know. Obviously, they missed a land drop, and they want to play through Teferi. It's going to be kind of an awkward game, but hey, we're 4-0. That's awesome. Tainted Indulgence is doing some work, so let's see if we can get that trophy. I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. YouTube, you know what time it is. It's time to get that trophy. Let's get that dub. Okay. Missing an Archon, but definitely going to keep this hand. Because if we draw Ephemerate, this is pretty good, because we get to go, you know, Thoughtseize into Grief Ephemerate. Or if we don't draw Ephemerate, we can just go turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2, one of these two, and depending on what we're up against, see what's up. Yawgmoth. Interesting. I kind of want to just take Hierarch here, just to slow them down a little bit. Yeah, because, you know, if the Grist ends up being a problem, I can just grief it down the road. This is like one of the matchups where the card Yawgmoth itself is actually not that threatening. Ugh, gross. Okay, well, I guess we can grief Ephemerate them, and which is good because then we still have a backup Mending. So let's go play this. We're going to go Grief, Pitch, Indulgence. We're going to take all of the cards out of their hand. I can auto yield to this. Take that, Ephemerate the Yawg, do the thing, take the Grist, and they have no cards. Alright. Now, please don't draw Grist. 1 Thoughtseize bug is enough. Okay, that's fine. That I can live with. So they have Peatland, which obviously I'm not going to flash back the thing, because they don't have a spell in hand. Let's play the Courtyard, I think. Might as well attack. See, like, here, if they draw Yawgmoth, maybe it's kind of dicey, because they actually have some material in play, and we're not doing the Archon stuff yet, so... Alright, they played the Peatland. Get in there for 2, makes sense. I'm just gonna go end step, cast the Mending. Trying to find some gas here. I don't even know if I want to keep the Thoughtseize. I think I'm just going to keep a land instead. I'm likely just going to hold it in hand anyways, but... Prismatic Ending. I think I'd actually rather hold that, because I want to be able to cast the Mending without playing the land, just in case I find more stuff that I want to discard. What's this? They're going to pop the Peatland, okay. Catacombs, and... oh, well, good thing I saved the Prismatic Ending, I guess. So they're going to force the issue with the Mending. I think I might as well cycle, because I can just keep, like, Archon Ending in hand if I draw the Archon. Yeah, okay. I gotta keep the Archon in hand, because I don't want to just let them eat it for free with the Ooze. So now, for example, I can, like, kill the Ooze, and then if I draw another discard outlet, I can then discard the Archon the turn after. So, that's why I'm keeping the Archon in hand. Ooze is kind of a beating, though. Okay, no attacks. Let's go kill the Ooze, and I'm just going to hold the land for now, I think. I think there's not a lot of reason to play the land. Attack for 3. I mean, it's a clock. It's not a fast clock, but it's a clock. Black-green, Hapatra. Okay, Hapatra by itself doesn't do a whole ton. That is an interesting draw. Okay, let's attack. I want to see if they want to block. They might block. If they block... Okay, good. I was kind of hoping they didn't block. So I'm just going to draw step the Ephemerate. I'm not going to play my land. Again, I'm holding lands to potentially discard Demending if I draw it. But I think draw stepping is good. Because now, I guess if they have Chord, they can just Chord for 3 in response, which kind of stinks. Looks like they did find the Chord. Yeah, that's kind of a disaster. I assume they Chord for 3, right? Just get Grist and they can kill the Grief. Maybe I should have waited on the Ephemerate. But, like, draw stepping, it's good if they draw exactly Yawgmoth. That's kind of why I wanted to draw step it there. But it is worse against Chord. They're only going for 2, which is interesting. They have something better than Grist. Which kind of surprises me. I feel like Blood Artist is not better than Grist. I could be wrong, but... I'll take 4. That's fine. Oh, right, okay. Forgot this thing has text. I'm gonna cast it. Okay, well, this is awkward. Yeah, now we're probably in a horrendous spot. Wonder if... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I could have done differently this game. Well, my creature's dead if I don't block, so I might as well jump block. I mean, we're not out of it yet. We have to, like, get extremely lucky and draw, you know, discard outlet into persist, but... Alright. Probably don't have that many draw steps. Because we're taking 4. Let's go to 9. They get another 1/1. Might as well just put a counter on this, right? Replace itself and then just drain me for 1. Or that, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, we need a discard outlet, please. Man, didn't think I was going to lose this game. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think we have any outs. Let me know in the comments. I don't know if I feel like I maybe messed that game up. I don't think that was a game I should have lost. But we get to bring in Leylines, which is really good. I'm going to cut the Griefs. I think Grief is actually really bad against them. Like, you saw that game. We Grief their hand, but their average top deck is so good. Like, all of their cards are the same. They have, like, 12 copies of Yawgmoth and 12 copies of Grist, so, like, trying to Grief them is just not really a good plan, I don't think. I'd much rather just Leyline and just load up on removal. Like, I think Thoughtseize is better, too, because it's just cheaper and more consistent. Like, Teferi's good, too. I think I'm just going to do this. Maybe Dress Down is good. Maybe Rights is too slow. Maybe I can trim a Teferi. Dress Down is pretty good. Alright, let's try that. But Teferi is, like, really good against Quarter Calling and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Alright, I'm in. Leyline plus stuff. I will keep Leyline plus stuff. The goose. The goose. The goose is loose. I could main phase cast a draw spell, but I wouldn't want to Solitude their goose anyways, so no reason to do that. I'm going to EOT Indulgence. Go if I knew how to tap my mana. Cast Indulgence, discard Archon. I just slam Tef here. I think I just go mana efficient and just slam Tef. Question is, do I downtick? To downtick or not to downtick? If I downtick, they can fetch Dryad Arbor and kill Tef. I'm just going to uptick, I think. I think that's fine. They might get Dryad Arbor anyways, yeah. Okay. Green, green, black wrist. Yeah. That was the downside and not minusing. Wow, they sacked that? Why didn't they sack the goose? Pretty sure they were supposed to sack the goose there. Maybe they forgot about the ley line. I mean, I'm just going to kill their grist, right? Black, white, blue. Done. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that grist. Alright, well, they have no black mana. I'm fairly certain they were supposed to sack the goose there. I don't know, I could be wrong. No attacks with Dryad. Alright, let's see why they didn't attack with Dryad. Oh, because they have Endurance. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I have more discard output, so it's not that bad. They have... Oh, Jesus. I guess I take the cord, and then I think I just pass. Oh, that's bad. That is bad, because now they're probably going to just sack the goose for a grist. Okay. We just need to find another Archon, really. Find another Archon, we're probably in okay shape. Oh, no. They have Magus, don't they? Oh, God. They definitely have Magus. Alright, well, I have to float blue-black. And then let this resolve. They definitely have Magus. They showed us a red source game 1, so they definitely have Magus. I don't know if they're going to get Magus, but they have it in their decks. They played Stomping Ground. So I'll play her on Magus. Alright, they got Ooze. Which is pretty bad, because now I have to cast this Indulgence, and I don't want to. But I can just not discard Archon if I draw it. Alright, that's fine. Alright, now do we just Solitude them? Yeah, I think I'm just going to go... I guess we'll go Thoughtseize you with this. Take your Evolution. And they have a Yawgmoth left over. I think that's fine, though. I think I can leave them with Yawgmoth, because they only have 1 black, and they're going to have 2 less creatures now. So I can just kill the Ooze. Lead on killing the Ooze. See what they do. And then I can Ephemerate the Solitude to kill the Endurance. And they have a Yawgmoth, a Dryad Arbor, a Black Source, and 2 Forests. And then I still have a Mending left over, too. And I get to kill the Dryad Arbor if they don't find a land. Or a Black Source to play Yawgmoth. Pretty good spot to be in. They found a tapped Black Source. Alright, I am going to kill the Dryad Arbor. I just, you know, I'm missing 3 damage here, but I just want to get more material off the battlefield. I'm going to hold that to discard to Mending. Then we have Yawgmoth versus Leyline and Solitude. I assume they're going to cast it, yeah. Alright, let's go Mending. Trying to find that Archon. Did not, but we found Ephemerate, which is pretty good. I think I just want to cast it now, because then I want to start attacking next turn. Because I'm just not going to flash back the Ephemerate. Alright, we'll keep that in hand. Attack for 3. That might have been aggressive. Maybe I'm supposed to hold it. Because now if they have a second Yawgmoth, it's pretty bad. It's possible I'm supposed to hold it there. Wall of Roots. Okay, that's fine. Let's flashback Mending. Trying to find Archon. Did not find Archon. I will Ending this. Attack for 3. All right, we're both on the weirdo beatdown plan. Neither of us want to be on the weirdo beatdown plan, but you know, sometimes that's what the game dictates. And we just hardcast Archon. Uh-oh. What's this? They found Cord? So this is Cord for Hapatra. Yeah, that's not great. Okay. So now they get to hit me, put a counter, make a 1/1. Alright, we need to find another Ephemerate. I guess I could have played around them drawing Cord by not attacking with Solitude. Maybe that was right. Post-combat Hierarch, kind of weird. Oh no! Oh, not like this. I think I should attack here, because if I don't attack, they're just going to attack me with a 3/3, and then I either chump block or... You see what I'm saying? So, might as well just get my 2 life there. I guess I could have just chump blocked, but... Alrighty. Will we draw a spell? I guess I can't complain that much. We've drawn a few spells this game. Wait, they put a counter on their own thing? Okay, kind of weird. Alright, Mending. I guess. It's not bad. So I'm likely just gonna take this hit, and then Solitude next turn, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this hit. And then Solitude next turn, I think. And just not cast the Mending on this turn cycle. Green, green, black. This is Grist. Endurance. Alright, maybe I should have responded there. This actually might not work out that bad for me. Especially if they send with both. I don't think they're going to send with both, but... Wow. This actually works out really well for me. Because now I just Solitude the Endurance and eat the Hapatra. Yeah, this works out incredible for me. Okay, alright, we're still playing. They have 1 card. It's a Young Wolf. I think I can beat a Young Wolf. Let's go main phase Indulgence. Discard Fountain. Let's go attack first. I'm likely going to end up picking up the Solitude. So I think I'm just going to go Tef Uptick. Yeah, I'm just going to go Tef Uptick. Again, holding my land. I mean, I guess the problem with this line is now they can attack Tef for 2, and then if I bounce the Solitude, I lose my Tef, but I still get my card out of it, which is all that matters, really. I don't really care if I actually lose the Tef. Unless they drew, like, a removal spell here, but... I should probably attack first. Okay, they're at 14. Pick up my Solitude. And I'm going to pass. Alright, they know I have Solitude. They probably won't attack. I guess they can attack with one creature, but... Black. Yawgmoth. So interesting. Do I let them have a bunch of cards and just kill the Yawgmoth? Could also dress down here. I'm gonna let this resolve. They're gonna go to attacks. I'm gonna Solitude the Yawgmoth now. I'm gonna leave up white so they maybe play around Ephemerate. I mean, they probably can't afford to, right? Like, okay, that's fine. And they're just gonna sack probably the Hierarch. Green. It's so gross. Okay. I mean, I guess we get to play Dress Down now? Should I Dress Down now? I think I should. Because this means they can't get more cards off the Young Wolf coming back, and I do it in response to the Undying. So this limits the amount of cards they can get, which I think is good. The Yawgmoth does still die, too. So they get this back, but they only have one card. It's like, isn't that bad, right? That could have been a lot worse for us. But now our ley line's gone, and that's kind of a problem. They have one card. Alright, let's just get the Young Wolf out of here, and I think I'm going to pass. Again, I don't want a Solitude quite yet. I want to try and save it for a Dryad Arbor, or Yawgmoth, excuse me, not Dryad Arbor, what did I say? This has been a wild game. I'm actually just going to take this. I have to save the Solitude for Yawgmoth, I think. Yeah, I got to save the Solitude for Yawgmoth. Any Archons? Oh, we're not even discarding. Right, because I have 5 types. That's how long this game has lasted. Might as well thin my deck a little bit. Wow, what a game, dude. Holy crap. What a game. This is only game 2. Alright, now that I have the Ephemerate, I think I can probably kill the Hierarch, because I do want to put a little bit of pressure on them, so... I do want to put a little bit of pressure on them. Killing nothing, because I gain more life by just blocking it. Alright, fetch. Thin my deck. I'm actually going to keep the tower in. Or Triumph. I called it a tower. I said I was going to call it a Triumph. Ooh, baby. Hardcast time. I mean, I did say it was going to happen, right? I did say this was going to be a Hardcast Archon game. And I can even hold up Ephemerate. Alright, I think we win this game. What a game, though. Holy crap. This game has been nuts. Alright, game 3. Holy crap. Ooh, boy. That was a fun game. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. That was a fun-ass game. And now we got game 3 to play. Do I want to change anything? I think we're good. Let's battle. 5-0. This is for all the marbles. All of the marbles. This is going to be a long video. Jeez. I'm going to try to edit some of the dead air out, but there's not going to be a lot of it. Alright, YouTube game 3. This hand is really good. I'm going to keep it. No ley line, but I think it's good. Okay, they have a Mana Dork. Let's lead on Thoughtseize. What you working with? Oh. Well, I kind of have to take this Magus, because I'm just going to lose to it if I don't. If I had a Solitude, I would just let them have it, but with no Solitude in hand, I think I'm supposed to take the Magus. And I mean, the thing is, their hand is like kind of slow and clunky, so yeah, it got a little bit better. Let's just go Fountain Pass, I think. This might be a hard cast Leyline type of game. What's this? Oh, they're going to chord for Dryad Arbor? Sure, okay. So now if they draw a land, they can chord for Endurance, but if they don't find a land, they can't. They can chord for Ooze, but that's not going to be fast enough if I just peel the, Archon. Okay. It's not an Archon. It is a Teferi, though, which is good. Teferi is definitely good, because now they have to respond with the chord. They're just going to cast Endurance. Okay. Do I bounce anything here? Well, if I don't bounce, their hand is Chord Evolution. This is kind of a dicey spot. Honestly, I kind of want to bounce the Endurance. And then just Solitude the Dryad Arbor. That's kind of an aggressive line, but I almost kind of like it. Alright, I'm going to pass. I don't need to Solitude the Dryad Arbor now, because they're likely just going to go to combat. And also, if I Solitude the Dryad Arbor now, they can just attack Teferi with something else. That makes things a little awkward. Because now if I kill the Arbor, they just attack Tef with one of these two. Shoot. Okay, in that case, I think I just let this go. And just force them to take the Solitude or the Mending. Well, they'll likely just take the Solitude. Maybe this was a bad line. Like, what would have happened if I plus Teferi? I could plus Teferi and then Solitude the Endurance and just, like, you know, just let Teferi chill at so much loyalty. Maybe that was better. That might have been a better line, because now they just have the Solitude. But, I mean, I can just play Leyline here. Like, is that bad? I don't think that's bad. I'm just going to play Leyline. It's not great, but I think it's fine. It does prevent me from, like, dying to the combo. They're going to chord... Wait, they have a second Dryad Arbor? Oh, no, they're just going to cast the Endurance. That's fine. Alright, Solitude would be a sicko draw here. Just Solitude the Endurance and go on the weirdo beatdown plan. Is this going to be another, you know, 25-turn game like Game 2? I mean, Game 2 was fun as hell, so... You know, yeah, it's going to be a long video, but I'm sure you guys are enjoying this one. There it is. Called shot. So they still have Chord Evolution. I'm sure they have a second Endurance, right? Like, in their deck to be able to chord for. We also know they have Ooze, so we gotta watch out for that. It's kind of weird. I don't want to Solitude this, but I also think I kind of have to, because I'm just taking too much damage from it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not sure if this is even a good Solitude, but, like, I don't know. I want to alleviate some of the pressure and, like, force them to actually do other things, which maybe is bad. But, like, forcing them to do other things potentially opens up lines of me just, like, drawing Archon and winning. So, like, here, I think I'm just down to pass. Like, I don't want to commit anything into a second Endurance. I'm just going to play this, like, weirdo racing situation. Like if they want to burn endurance, like that's fine. Green, black. Yeah, deal. See, like, this looks bad, but it's actually not that bad. I think this is fine. And then I might even persist the Solitude, actually. That's actually not that bad of a play, is it? Just, again, to get the pressure off. That's, like, kind of gassy if I find a, if I find an Ephemerate. Yeah, let's do it. I have a backup persist anyways, so... I just want to keep the pressure off. I want to force them to do other things. That's kind of why I'm taking these lines. They look like weird lines, and they are, but... Okay, that's fine. But again, they might be shields down now, so... Because we've already burned through 2 endurances. So we might have a good opportunity if we just find an Archon. Alright, I'm going to play around a second Magus, just in case. I'll float blue-black. I guess I'll actually float blue-black-white, and then let it resolve. Just in case they have a second Magus. I don't think they do, but... Yeah, okay. So they're going to kill the Solitude. I'm going to respond and cast Indulgence. Okay, we did not find Ephemerate. Should discard at the grave. Okay, so they still have Chord of Calling in hand. So I can persist the Solitude to kill the Yawgmoth. I think that's bad, though. Kind of have to. Kind of think I have to. Do you want a Mending in response? Trying to find Ephemerate. Okay, did not find Ephemerate, but that's fine. Solitude down. Yawgmoth down. And then we can ending this. I probably should have endinged first, now that I think about it, but... Alright, so they drew Thoughtseize, but now they have no material left. We got a Mending in the graveyard, which I'm going to hold on for a couple of turns. I'm not going to cast that thing yet. I'm going to try and get, draw a couple of cards before I decide on what I actually want to find. They have another Yogg. They have a Messenger. No, they have a Yogg. Okay. Alright, well, now that they've done that, I probably have to Mending. Not great. Could persist a Solitude. I mean, I have the Ephemerate, so I think that's fine. Okay. How many Yoggs do they have left? They have 2 still? Okay. Alright, we're on the beatdown plan. Just gonna keep playing lands because now we might be in a hardcast Archon situation. God, these games have been crazy. Oh, they're gonna Dryad Arbor me? Alright, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. Oh, wait. No? Or they're gonna Chord for 2. Right, I'm dumb. Okay, well, if they Chord for 2, I'll probably Ephemerate it. They're not Chording. Hanging on to the Chord. Alright, Chord for 2 is fine. They got an Ooze. Alright, I'm gonna Ephemerate now. Both because they're tapped out and I don't want them oozing anything. God, these games have been crazy. Absolutely insane. Alright, not gonna cast the Ephemerate. Alright, that's kind of a brick. I gotta hold on to it for a couple turns. Okay, attack for 3. See if they have another chord. They don't, or they just want to hold it. Goose is fine. God, 33 minutes. This is... Oh boy, this is a long game. This is gonna be a long video, but I promise it's worth it. Okay, let's fire off a mending pre-combat. I don't want this Thoughtseize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm gonna keep the Archon because it also plays around endurance. Like, I can just keep the Archon in hand and then flash back the mending to discard it. Like, I can just go EOT flashback mending, and then if I draw persist, like, I only have 1 persist left, right? So I'm gonna mending in response because if I hit a land, that can, I want lands at this point, I think. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Well, I got kind of paid off, but maybe that was a bad play. What's this? This is a chord. Chord for 3? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, they can't chord for 4. I mean, they can chord for 3, which they almost certainly will have to do, right? They just get grist. Kill the goose. I should kill the bird, I guess, but... Okay, they're going to make a mana. That's fine. So now they chord for 3. There's the grist. Thoughtseize resolves. Yeah, and they kill the thing. That's fine. Alright, nothing to rebound. What do we draw? Persist? Solitude's not bad. I'm definitely going to hang on to this Solitude for a hot minute. I mean, they have 0 cards. Do I Solitude now? Maybe I actually do, just to kill the grist. Okay. Depends. Depends on if they play a creature here. Okay. Is it worth playing the Solitude to pressure the grist? I think it is. I think it's worth playing the Solitude here. This game has been nuts. God, these games are so grindy. Okay. I think I'm mending here to try and spike the last persist. I shouldn't tap all my blue mana. Okay, this might be bad, because now I am out of gas. But I do get to kill the grist, which is worth. Like, that's definitely good. 36 minutes. It's not even like we're both playing at a pretty reasonable pace, too. Like, both of our clocks are drained. These games are just ridiculously long. It's insane. Holy crap. It's crazy how long these games are. This is nuts. Alright, they drew a Young Wolf, which is not good because I have ley lines, so that's fine. Tainted Indulgence. Well, same thing. Gonna try and spike the last persist. Black, blue. Oh, these are just draw twos, yeah. That's cracked. That they're just draw twos, because we're so late into the game. I only have 1 persist left. How many Archons do I have left? 1, 2... I have 2 Archons left, because I'm on 8 mana right now, so... 37 life, by the way. Dress down. I don't really want to cast that one. I'm just going to keep going beatdowns with the Solitude. Alright, 40 life. Your move. Twilight Mire. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a 5-0. After this much work, holy crap. Y'all better smash the crap out of that like button. They drew an Endurance. I'm going to dress down in response, because I don't want to lose my graveyard. I drew another Leyline. Alright, so they get to eat my Solitude. That's fine. We're at 40, right? It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to cast this Leyline because they did show me Beseiju, so I think it is worth it. I don't think this Marsh Flats has a target left. I'm too lazy to look. I think it doesn't. I'm just going to keep it in play. Alright, 36. Green, green. Wall of Roots, okay. Archon. Okay. Alright, let's go. Slipping, maybe. Maybe we're doing a little bit of slipping. Alright, take 4. Yeah. We only have 2 Archons left, I think. God, this game, man. What a game. Green, green, black. So they drew an Evolution. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I want to dress down quite yet, because if I dress down, I don't get an Archon trigger. So I'm going to wait a little bit on the dress down. Geist is fine. Again, they can't combo me because we have the ley lines. So this is all fine, I think. I'm going to go second main phase, dress down. Try and find Archon. The reason I'm second main phasing is because if I do it end step, then I don't get the Archon trigger if I find one. Alright, so end step. Let's go Mending. Let's discard some Thoughtseizes. Let's flash back the Mending. Okay. Alright, Dress Down dies. There's 14 cards in our deck, and 2 of them are... Oh, no. Oh, no. There's no way, right? There's no way after all this. Oh, my God. There's no way. There's no way. Well, there is a way. I mean, regardless of what happens, this game has been insane. I can't even, you know, even if I lose this game. Alright, we win. Woohoo, boy! What a freaking game. Smash that like and subscribe button for this match, because holy crap, this game has been ridiculous. Absolutely insane, this match. Absolutely insane. What an... Oh, God, what a match, dude. Both of these post-board games were absolutely nuts. Just completely ridiculous. Wow. Absolutely insane. Alright, they're doing a lot of stuff. They're doing some... I don't know what they're doing, but... Alright, come on. I just want to go to the next screen. Come on, opponent! Alright, alright, alright. Come on. I think we've done enough of this. We're already 40 minutes in. You know. Come on. Okay. 5-0. Let's go. Alright, YouTube, and that was the league with Esper Reanimator. We 5-0'd, so obviously, deck's great. The league took absolutely forever. I'm going to do my best to try and do a little bit of editing. I don't typically do a ton of editing, but with this one, given how long it is, I'm going to do my best. But anyways, this deck felt great, you know. I do really think that the addition of Faithful Mending, the addition of Tainted Indulgence giving you more consistency with Faithful Mending really does bring this deck over the top, and it's pretty simple. It's 20 lands, a bunch of 4-ofs with 1 Unburial Rights, which was fine. You could maybe just play the 4th Teferi and just play all 4-ofs. I mean, this deck does kind of build itself. I think this is the preferred version. There were versions of Reanimator that were like counterspell heavy before, but I think if you're just like... The best way to play Reanimator is just load up on all the discard outlets, and when you're playing with Faithful Mending specifically, it is card disadvantage, so it's a lot worse with counter spells and trying to play a more fair, grindy game. So I think you just want to go kind of all in on the Reanimator plan, but you can play grindy games as well with Solitude and Ephemerate, as you saw the games against Yawgmoth. So I've already spent a lot, taken a lot of your time, so I'm not going to spend too much of it more. But this deck is awesome. Tainted Indulgence felt great. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. You're a trooper. Be sure to like the video. Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.